Good evening, everybody. Well. It may have been just under 10 years. It was October when we last beat Luton at Kenilworth Road. But for us Argyle fans, it feels like getting a away win feels like it comes every 10 years. So, ladies and gentlemen, today you witness a team that has pulled the gear stick out of reverse, handbrake turned, done a full 180, slammed that throttle down, and is now working their way up through the gears with a punch like an F1 gearbox. Stockport County was just the start of things today. Away to Luton, it was clear that Argyle were no longer moving backwards and forwards, and not just in first gear or second, but slamming it into third and fourth. Well, after getting off the mark early with a fantastic bit of play from Talai, looking for his little buddy Soranola to get on the end of a superb cross with a fantastic diving header. Yes, Argyle took the lead and away from home, yet it wasn't to last. Sadly, Wiredu leaped with his arms flailing, knocking a defender to the deck, which, let's just say, they seem to fall over in the box all game, Luton. But yet, penalty, suddenly, soon after taking that lead, it was 1-1. Then the game settled after some pressure from Luton. It was nearing the end of the half, and we're all thinking, going in at 1-1, yeah, shame to give the penalty away, but that'll do away from home. Well, not to Bradley Ibrahim, no. His relentless pressure on the Luton defence had him robbing ex-Argyle player Nigel Longvic off the ball, outside of his own box, and calmly creating space to shoot home Argyle's second right on the stroke of half-time. Fabulous, we all thought. But second half, it started sprightly for Luton, and yet again, another penalty. This time, Soranola deeming to pull or drag his player down a bit soft. But yes, they then went and scored their second equaliser. Head in hands. Can Argyle sort of sustain it? Are we going to mentally lose it now? Well, sadly, our captain Joe Edwards, a little bit frustrated, I think, went in for a lunge and saw a straight red card. More disaster. But there we go. Argyle didn't fall apart, and Ibrahim had other ideas too. Hammond to Talai, who turned on the halfway line and decided to shoot the ball, we can only guess, at the goal. For only then Keeley to try and control it, and does so terribly, it goes out for a corner. Well, in amongst that, before the corner, cleverly then sees a straight red. What for, we don't know. Got an early yellow earlier in the game too. What was this ref doing? Well, there we go. And from that corner, though, up stepped Soranola to put a brilliant ball in, a flick on that got Galloway turning and pitting the ball back into the box, causing mayhem for Luton's defence and smashing a ball against Ibrahim to rebound into the goal. And some shithousery, excuse my French, ladies and gentlemen, from Ibrahim celebrating that goal in front of the Luton fans. Well. Argyle then managed to hold out for a solid 25 minutes, of which 10 minutes of that included added on injury time. But hold out they did for an incredible away win. Now, it's not often we say that, but Andy, Carl, Gavin, wow, we're all tired, we're all drained, but we're running on adrenaline with that result. How are we doing, Andy?
Oh, I'll tell you what, I was exhausted. I was driving back from Nos Mayo. I had a lovely walk down Nos Mayo with some friends today. And driving back in the car, I heard the first and second goal going in. And got home, listened to the third. And I jumped around the place like a lunatic. It was something to behold to see that, hear that third goal going in. Yeah, but I'm good. I'm really good. I'm exhausted, though. What a final 25 minutes that was.
What, my intro or the game?
We're done, aren't we? Are we wrapping up? Is that it?
We finished. Yeah, thank you, everybody.
Yeah,
please share the live. But
I could get used to these kind of pods. Sit here, smile, look pretty, wait for the intro to finish, and then hang up.
Yeah, well,
it's on behind me. I'll go and watch that.
So I'll come to you next, then, Gav. So yeah,
that's all right.
How are you feeling, mate?
Watching the cricket. Yeah, I'm okay. All good. My neighbours learned a few new words this afternoon because I accidentally left the window open, especially on some refereeing decisions. Can we spend the next 3 hours looking at ref watch as you summarise the game?
Yeah,
that'd be nice. Great performance, wasn't it? It wasn't a purist game. I was trying to look for patterns of play and be really smart with tactics, but it basically was blood, sweat, tears, and grind your teeth, wasn't it? Let's be candid.
Yeah.
But it was great. Really good, solid performance from everybody. The whole squad, I thought, actually. And I don't think TC can have anyone in his office for the remainder of the season on disciplinary area matters on the pitch. Because I think that's his third yellow card and a red.
Well, he's catching up with Ibrahim, obviously. So
he's got the worst disciplinary record in the club.
I tell you what, as I got, hang on, Sophie's sort of in the background next to me is causing mayhem for my camera. Carl, you felt after the Stockport game that we were starting to change gears now and head in the right direction. Obviously, the signings and the big important thing, as cleverly said in the presser, was getting that training time on the training ground, not have a Tuesday game, and that just seemed to make all the difference. Yes, as Gavin just said, it wasn't pretty in parts, and Luton did come at us, especially when they got back 2-2. But yeah, I mean, wow, 3 points away from home, a 3-2 score line, just crazy.
Yeah, I'm mentally broken, tired, exhausted after watching that game, and that 10 minutes at the end just felt like another half. The way we defended, the discipline from everybody, Ibrahim in particular. He hasn't got a booking since he's got his 4th yellow, which has been remarkable. His general play, his goals, leading by example, just went through the whole team, from the goalkeeper to all the way up to Talai, who was absolutely incredible. Yet again, holding the ball up, his strength, his desire to turn, run at goal, try and create stuff. Yeah, really top performance. It wasn't, like you say, it wasn't the most prettiest game, but I still think we played really good in spells. Some of the balls that we were playing into Talai and some of the turns that Ibrahim was doing and Boateng to start off runs were brilliant, especially against a strong Luton side. And being away from home, yeah, it's just even sweeter. And to get that first away win, I think hopefully that will get the ball rolling now. Easier fixtures now coming up. So,
don't like using that word.
Well, not easier fixtures, but you know what I mean. Same what cleverly said, we have an easier ride of it because our start has been incredible. So, with the fixtures being so hard now, we'll have the lesser team, so to speak. So, hopefully we can put a nice little run together and roll on next Saturday.
Yeah, absolutely. Just going to look at some of the comments that have come in. You can see them on the chat screen there in front of you, but I'll just go back. Argyle on tour. Spencer, we've had in early, waiting for us to go live. Evening, Spencer. Hope you're well. He asked us. He said, sorry, he's very happy about today. GT, good evening, mate. We've got Sorinola. I also do have a lot of videos. So I've got the goals. I've got Harvey England's post-match response. I've got the 2 post-match interviews with Damon Lathrop and Bradley Ibrahim, as well as ready to go the Nance video clipped at the end as well. So Voodoo is also in tonight. Evening, Voodoo. Stephen Cooper's in. I thought I was dreaming. Come on. Clevs, you're the man. Tom Cleverly, ole is what Voodoo said. We got Terry Alford in. Evening, mate. Argyle's longest unbeaten run for years. Yeah, it probably feels like that. Graham Byrne, evening to you as well. What a crazy game. Even crazy for the crazy pilgrim. Jack Smith, am I dreaming? No, you're not, Jack. We did win 3-2. Even if my ticker at the start, thank you, Andy, said 3-2 to Luton. I was just teasing Luton fans. Paul Dan, we're back, and thank you for sharing the live as well. Natasha, thank you for sharing the live too. Steve as well in there. But Natasha saying, what a signing Ibrahim is proven to be. Argyle is what Steve has said. Tom Cleverly, ole. Andy Prowse is in tonight. Evening, Andy. Evening, everybody. So we have got the tactics wrong for many seasons. Why didn't we play with 10 before? Oh, I want a celebration mug. We won away and the date. Well, maybe I can look for you. Alex Head, excuse me. Let's go massive 3 points. Nance as manager for the next game, Spencer's saying. Obviously, we're cleverly banned from the touchline. And there's lots more flooding in. It's great, and thank you, everybody. I can see a couple more, Paul Dan and Desperta. Also pairing up, sharing the live. So if you can do that, folks, please reshare it on whatever platform you're on. We appreciate that as always. So let me just get in. There's no fancy presentations on Saturday nights, but we've got a couple of images for you. So as you can see, I don't know if that's the one I want, actually. It's this one. Oh, is that that's the wrong one. That is the wrong one. There we go. That's the one I want. I've left old slides in. So, so we've got Luton 2, Plymouth Argyle 3. Obviously, the goals, as I sort of said in the intro, as we all know, because we all have seen them by now. Obviously, starting off with Sorinola, a brilliant diving header from a brilliantly worked cross from Talai, scoring on 16. But yes, then that penalty, I sort of disagreed. I thought it was a shocking decision, but then actually looking back at the replay, it did, and Carl was pointing that out in the chat. Yeah. He did jump up a bit too much, arms are flailing. So that led to the equaliser on 21 minutes. So not long after that, sadly. And then obviously Ibrahim on 45 plus 5 minutes of added time. Making it 2-1 at the break. But yeah, we didn't even get a chance to really celebrate that too much. With 48 minutes was then the penalty on Wales, scored by him. Seemed to be a player dragged down by Sorinola. Felt it was a bit soft, even that one for sure. And then, yes, the melee of Luton pressure, and then Ibrahim getting the rebounded goal on 75 minutes. But in amongst that, you then had Cleverley with a yellow, then Cleverley with a red, and then Edwards with a red after we went 2-2. And
do we know if it was a straight red because he came onto the pitch? Is that a red card offence?
No.
So what did he get a straight red for?
I think the referee's made a mistake and not pulled his I think he was so excited to be the man of attention and to oh look, I'm going to send Tom Cleverley off. He's to play for England. I think he just fluffed his lines. I think he also had a little twitch in his pants as he was doing it.
So do you think he meant to give him a second yellow?
So it was a second yellow. So stepping on the pitch is a yellow card offence.
Right.
Whatever he said to the fourth/linesman when Ross and their player went into touch together also seemed to rile the officials. I don't know why. So he's basically had 2 yellows from what I.
So the question is, if he's physically shown a red, can we appeal that?
If that whatever was not said he was talking to another player and then he got red carded. If that was deemed a straight red, he can appeal it. But if it's 2 yellows, it's a 1-match ban, which will be next week at home.
Yeah.
I saw him take the red card out.
The yellow didn't go up
before the second. So it's just if that's the case, it's a straight red because he's got.
I don't know what he's done to get a straight red because he was organising his troops about to bring on McCabe. So no idea.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Well, it's one of those. It's a strange one, I think. I mean, if it's not active play, I know the rules are the rules. But he was just chatting to Boateng and just giving him some advice before the corner was being taken. So if he did stand on the pitch, I mean, you are having chats with these players right on the touchline. Gav, I think you're right. The ref was almost wanting the attention at times. I mean, it seemed a bit of a show with, no offence to any Luton fans, watching him, but I mean, the amount of times their players tried to go down in the box for penalties throughout the whole game, it looks like they didn't see any opportunity that they were going to score from open play, thanks to Hammond and Argyle's brilliant defence today. You can see on the screenshot there, for those that are listening, post. I just got the FOTMob stats, or not stats, but the momentum. You can see how much pressure Argyle had to endure there from Luton, but resolute they held absolutely. Ball possession overall 66% to Argyle's 34%. Expected goals for Luton was 3.15 to Argyle's 0.77. 23 shots Luton had in the game today compared to Argyle's 6, and big chances, 2 to Luton and 1 to us. So yeah, I think it's great as well that without having too many chances that we were able to score goals, and it just seemed like Gavin, a different team. And I said this in a post on X that. When you think of what Argyle players have gone through when they've gone behind, whether it's at home and certainly away, we've discussed many a times the mental difficulty that these players have had. Tom Cleverley's raised it in presses as well, to sort of deal with that going behind and actually sort of pushing through it and trying to still put in a performance. Now, we did score first, that helps, but to concede after scoring 2 goals and conceding a couple of minutes later, you'd think, wow, that's going to really knock them for dead now. But, we did stay resolute. And I think my biggest takeaway from that game was the fact that mentally, that was just brilliant for the players to come away and get that win, compared to what we've seen previously.
Well, first things first, Damien Lathrop spoke exceptionally well in the post-match press.
Yeah, I've got the clip for that in a minute. Yeah, the short clip anyway.
That really, I'll watch the whole thing. That really, to me, showed what's been going on behind the scenes. He talked long and hard about the process, which some people might think is a bit wanky. But actually, it's just about how you play the game, isn't it? It's the tactics you use, it's the shape you maintain, it's the mentality that you maintain in good, bad, and ugly in terms of times. Yeah. And they've done that. They've done, since basically melting like a ice cream on a hot day. That they've in previous games, Cardiff being one that both Carl and I stood and shook heads at each other for 90 minutes.
I've just forgot that, Gav.
Oh, sorry, mate. I'll bring it back to you now. It's all good. Your therapist told me to do it because he wants to get you in for another session. So yeah, from there to where we were today, every single thing that could have gone wrong went wrong, right? But I think I need to go and put a few more quid on my Unilever stocks because I bed wet for a bit today with some of those referee decisions. I absolutely lost my shit in the house. Much to my wife come up and said, "Can you stop using the C word at the top of your voice, please?" The windows that wouldn't be. There's 2 children in the house. Which was obviously consistency. That's the word I was using. It wasn't at all. Consistent. Yeah, or cleverly. It was one or the other. But we were just different. We were set up different. Our mindset was different. It reminded me. I'm going to use another swear word now. It reminded me of Miron at his best, or at our best. Resolute, tight at the back, compact in midfield, wing backs tucking in, doing their job. 3 granites at the back, which I thought, and 4 if you include when Galloway came on. I thought all 4 of our centre halves today were gargantuan in their efforts. Ross really impressed me because he's basically Maxi Talavirov 2.0 without the silly ponytail. Mitchell was just phenomenal, and you could hear Mitchell on commentary, which was amazing, absolutely amazing. That was to hear his voice. And then Wiradoo. Well, I didn't think the penalty was a penalty. I know, Carl, you and I are going to disagree with this until we both stop breathing. But
I think if you go with your elbow like that,
he's gone up with his arm to get leverage. The guy's crumpled like a sandcastle at high tide and flared around on the floor. Their guys have come shouting around the referee. There's a pen. And he's shit his pants and he's pointing to the spot, right? That's it, as far as I see it. So that was nonsense. Right, absolute nonsense. PGMO should be hanging their head in shame. He should be stacking shelves at Sainsbury's come Monday.
Well, folks, let us know in the comments if you thought it was a penalty. Go on, Gav.
Yeah, good idea.
I thought it was.
So for me, as a centre half, if you can't go up with your elbow anymore and get leverage to head the ball away, then game's gone, isn't it? Game's gone. But the absolute resoluteness, even Talai was doing so much good work in front of our midfield when we were sort of playing 4-4-1. It's incredible, absolutely incredible. So for me, the whole mentality, there was no secret formula, there was no special tactics. It was just blood, guts, to a rugby analogy. And by the way, well done to Albion today, 65-5, I think they won. It's a wet day, ball up the jumper, front 5. We're not giving it to the backs. It's going to be blood and thunder. Let's do anything to get a win. And I thought they did that exceptionally.
Yeah, no, I think I'm just going to come back to some of the comments. Brilliantly put, Gav. I'm on the fence still with the pen to a degree. Carl sort of did convince me when I sort of saw some of the highlights back and at half time. But yeah, they just seem to be giving everything soft at the moment. Just going to.
I think if the arm was kind of level, but it was quite high up and it looked quite. Not like he went to injure someone, but it just looked dangerous. And I think if that happened to one of our players, we'd be all up screaming for a penalty. So. We
probably would. I mean, they were going for a ball to get towards each other, weren't they, as well? So they weren't like they were scrapping next to each other. But
you've got a job now with your hands beside your side, don't you? Like this.
Well, I know.
Like you're
pretty much. Same when you try and block shots
in the Olympics.
Doing it,
and if you don't do that, you're stuffed. So I didn't get it. If that was further up the pitch, we would have had no foul given. There you go.
Yeah, no. I'm just going to come to more of the comments. So earlier, Stephen Cooper asked, make my day, how did Tamerton get on? Carl has confirmed it was postponed, so nothing to give to that, sadly. GT, how long out for Joe and Clev? So Joe is a 3-game ban. Is Clev's just one? I know you alluded to it earlier. Is it just one match ban for Cleverly?
It didn't depend on...
well, if say it was a straight red, is it the same as a player?
3.
Yeah.
But I don't. It's 3 for a player, so I imagine the officials get the same retribution as a. I mean, someone out there will know better than me. But
well, you'd like to think that we appeal, surely.
Absolutely, we appeal.
Yeah.
We appeal for what? The guys, he coming down. Well, he obviously won like a raffle in the morning to referee the game because he was appalling for both sides.
Yeah. So Dean is in tonight. Evening, Dean. Good evening, gents. On the way home from Padstow. Great win today. Absolutely. Ben Collins. Evening, Ben. In with us early tonight. Magic. Just magic. Green Army was so loud. Terry Alford. There's loads of comments, so bear with me, everyone. Straight red is 3 games. Neil. Let me go put that one up. Neil Hammercott. Love the pod. Thanks, guys. This reminds me of the 3-2 win at Derby in the 101 season, and I'm starting to think we might do something this season. Well, we shall see. Bo Sundrop is in the house tonight. Evening, Bo. Hope you're well. Pilgrim PT also joined us earlier as well. Evening, boys, he says. And let me scroll down some more because it's worth reading them out. What is it with officials and us is what Paul Dan had to say. Yeah, it just this league, it feels like that a lot of the time. Nice to see Clevs is so passionate, Stephen Cooper says as well, bringing it on the pitch. Our number 9 defending, great to see. He is here, there and everywhere, Talai. Voodoo was telling us about his restaurant. No good restaurants in Luton. He said he did go to a curry house, though, called Bundu's. That flat Steve.
He's got Jelly Belly now, though.
He probably didn't find anybody to serve him after a while there either. Sorry, what was that, Andy?
He's got Jelly Belly now.
He should have gone to Imac Lounge in Dunstable, sitting down the road, right on Dunstable Street, cracking little Turkish place. But that maybe that's for next year when they don't go down or we go up together.
Yeah. He's got a touch of the Rodney Trotters now.
Oh, God. Desperta says resilience, teamwork, belief. Need to take this onto Posh. Yeah, I mean, how important that could be. I mean, I'm guessing they're still bottom of the league. PAFC King said as well, evening, gents. Can't believe we won away. Celebratory beers tonight. Pilgrim Petey with a comment. He said Ibrahim is a completely different player since Cleverly said he had a chat with him about just concentrating on his own game and not getting involved with other incidents on the pitch, which may also explain him not... well, he did get a yellow today, didn't he?
No,
he didn't. Right, sorry, he didn't get yellow. So that again, although as Gavin said in the chat, maybe a certain Law McCabe...
that's the best assist of any player who's never put a foot on the pitch.
Yeah,
because the last 2 weeks since he was looking down at him, breathing virtual hot air on his back of his neck from home park, having just trained with the first team at England and then sat on the bench, Ibrahim's level has gone up threefold, I reckon, since that time that he's employed. So it just goes to show, doesn't it, when you have real competition for places and there's quality, if you want to keep your shirt, you've got to play better. And he's been outstanding.
Yeah, he has. This is a concern, though, as Argo 83, even a mate says, these injuries, though, especially the knee injuries, are killing us. Souks, yes, he wasn't on the bench. I believe he has crocked his knee as well. And obviously Watts came out at the end on crutches. We don't know how bad that is, although someone believes it is, or it was Jack actually in his comment earlier said Watts out long term as well. Picking up on PAFC King's post, thought Ross was great today. Could not disagree anymore. We still need Hazard in goal. Debatable still for me, but we'll come to that in a minute. As Ashby Hammond flapped at nearly all the crosses and corners, I have to disagree with the flapping.
No flapping for me. If it wasn't today, you would have kept a clean sheet.
Yeah. Voodoo Mitchell has made a massive change, winning attitude, and with Ross next to him, Ross just looked so good. Obviously got subbed in the second half. So a few more. I'm going to come to them all. So Argo 83 again. Well, he's on crutches, so a Derriford visit definitely on the cards. Well, we obviously need to fill out the rent that we're paying on those beds. Neil Hammercott said again, the Waidu challenge was a pen. We asked you for your thoughts earlier, but if it had been at the other end, the ref would have booked Talai for simulation. Also, Paul Dan saying Luton were rattled. They thought we would roll over, which, I think to a degree they did. And they did try and throw everything at us. That's for sure. GT, really soft. Not a penalty for me. I'm sort of with Gavin still to a degree there. I'll have to have a look back at it.
The second one was worse.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Yeah, the second one was a pen. Definitely
yeah.
a pen.
PAFC Green Army, evening, mate. Next games need to be 6 points. We will bring them up, but we did say about the run is a little bit easier now, certainly. And then we've got Dr. Deet. It was a pen, albeit a very soft one. And I'm going to literally read the last few more. Those penalties that they are giving away are so soft, and literally now all you have to do is jump or act like a performing seal to con the ref from Argo 83. They did try and do a few more of them in the second half. I think once the ref was given them, they were trying any touch, they were going down. It didn't help the ref was looking. It didn't help that the ref was looking right at it. It was a pen for me from Andy B. One match for Clevs. Andy B's also confirmed as well. PFC King can see us flying to the league now, up the league now. Just need Hazard back in goal. We are joint with Exeter now. We're just below them because of the other difference, or goal difference, or whatever it is. But
that low, are we?
We're
that low, are we?
16th, 17th, or something like that it is. It's close. Thought Hammond was fine today, GT saying. So what I'll do is, I think, I'm just going to check. I think I've got the right player stats up on here. So, no, I haven't. Yes, I have.
Yeah, you have.
Yeah, so I've just loaded up the slide now with the FOTMod player ratings and the lineup and the subs. Andy, if we start off at Hammond, he's got an 8.2 there. Now, there was a couple of times when he sliced the ball out, which I don't think was to ease the pressure. I think that was after the second goal equaliser, and there was a bit of frustration there. But I think that's expected because that would have annoyed everybody. But I felt he was brilliant at distribution today overall. He did come to punch balls out, to catch balls. I didn't think, sorry PFC King, but I don't think he flapped really for a lot of that. So, he is just settling in quite nicely. And I'm going to bring back our question on Thursday. Do you drop him after another win, a strong performance? Are you going to pit Hammond? Are you going to pit Connor Hazard straight back and go on against the Posh?
I probably wouldn't, mate. I really wouldn't. At the moment, I wouldn't, because if it weren't for 2 penalties today, which he's not very good on pens, to be fair, he would have had 2 clean sheets. He kept the score down. He punched a lot of stuff today, but he kept the score down. And you think we played 50 minutes without Joe Edwards, and Luton was throwing the kitchen sink and more at us for the last 50 minutes of the game. So I thought he did really well. The defence did well. You can't have a scapegoat in Hammond all the time, because he's not a bad player. He's had a little bit of confidence lapse early on in his career at Argyle, but he's settling down and actually playing as a good keeper now.
He's come on leaps and bounds, Andy, in the last 3 or 4 games now. No surprise, since Mitchell's introduction, that's brought some, sort of leadership and experience and quality. You've got Ross in there as well now. Even when Galloway come on, we'll come to him in a second, but, second half, he was absolutely solid. So, Hammond feels confident and comfortable with the players in front of him now, and the players in front of him, as I keep saying now, feel confident and happy with the man that sticks behind him. So I think, Carl, you're shaking your head. You're still going straight for Connor Hazard to slot back in. So go ahead, mate. Go on.
Well, he's a better goalkeeper, isn't he? I mean, you could say, like, before we signed Talai, when Aseni was starting the season, I thought he started strong, but as soon as we got Talai in, he's the better striker, so he goes straight back into the side. I think Ashby Hammond's done remarkably well in the last 3 or 4 games, really improved his game. Again, didn't really put a foot wrong today. Penalties are 50-50, not many keepers save them anyway. I think there's a couple of misplaced passes, but his whole game today was impressive, especially when we were trying to hold on near the end, the last 15 or 20 minutes. He was slowing the game down. He was doing massive goal kicks up into their half, out for throw-ins. He was doing the dirty stuff really well. Again, saved us a few times with his shot stopping. He's improved massively, and I think he's proven himself to be a good backup to Hazard. But Hazard's the better all-round goalkeeper, and if you want to go places this season, then we need our best players on the pitch. There's no disrespect to him, but he's definitely proved himself as a good goalkeeper.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I think, Gavin, you're the same as Carl, aren't you, on that one?
No.
Oh, you've changed.
Like the sand.
It's changed.
Like the sun. No, I'm not. I think, I nicknamed him De La Zeus earlier in the season as a mild mock, really, because I thought, he was out of his depth and blah, blah, blah. And, conceded, 1 trillion goals in the National League or whatever it was in a season. But, I now can see why he was recruited. He's a competitor. He's got really good distribution with his hands and his feet. The save he pulled off in front of the away support today, reaction save on the goal line, was superb.
Yeah.
Right? And if Hazard had saved that, well, we'd all be hanging it in the luge, wouldn't we? Let's be candid, right? So for me, I think we're winning. He hasn't put a foot wrong, right? He's conceded 2 penalties today. When I've told you both of them weren't penalties, we should have won the game 3-0. And he has done nothing wrong. And you can see now with 3 lumps of granite in front of him, which today was Ross Mitchell and Weredu, may end up being Ross Mitchell and Galloway, who knows. I think he will become better and better. And I think Hazard needs to put pressure on him day to day to take the shirt back. Hazard's a far better goalie, by the way. I'm not sitting here for 1 second saying, he's a better goalie than Hazard, because he's not. But just like the Ibrahim situation, and I'm staring at 9.2 stars at the minute on FOTMob, scored 3 in 2 games, playing out of his skin because he knows he's got someone behind him who's probably a better player on paper, right? It can only be the same, I think, when you've got that level of intensity for the number 1 shirt. A bit like what we had with Hazard and Cooper, in the promotion season. So the first season of the championship. So for me, my view of the world is this: he keeps the shirt, certainly for the Peterborough game. You bring Hazard in to play against the kids of Tottenham on the Tuesday night in front of 3,500 or 4,000 or whatever it is. He plays that, and then they have a shootout and training Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then TC has to make the big decision about who he's going to play on the Saturday the following week. That's the way I view it.
Yeah, I think the big thing for me, which is why I wouldn't change it, is yes, you got the Tottenham game on Tuesday, so it's a chance for Hazard to get in. The biggest issue for me is that, and I know what you're saying, Carl, Talai came straight in, but let's face it, the quality up front just wasn't there. And obviously you got a proven number 9 that can come in and change a game up and was playing minutes. So that made more sense to me. I think with the whole Hammond Hazard thing, and I know PAFC King is saying, Cleverley would need to pull Hammond aside and say he's done great, but we need Hazard in goal. He agrees with Carl's point on we need the best players on the pitch. But this is where he's going to be a little bit rusty. They can do as much as they can do in training, but obviously when you're playing that game, it is a little bit different. And I know it's easier games on paper coming up with Posh being next, but my biggest thing is that it will unsettle the defence a little bit because they will know that Hazard's got to get back into that sort of match rhythm. And while Argyle's rhythm is now progressing, and we've had 2 back-to-back wins and scored a good number of goals, I just think it would be too unsettling. And so Hazard has to, like Gavin said, and Andy saying as well, he has to put pressure on Hammond to get that chance to come in. And actually, Hazard wasn't great when he started, got a load of flack. We said this before. I stuck with him, and I can go back and prove that from stuff if I had to, but I did because I felt I could see that there was stuff there. Cooper was clearly a better goalie, struggling now obviously with Sheffield United in the doldrums without any points and conceding a lot of goals. But it's how those tables are turned. But Hazard then came good when we needed him to, and and he grew, and that's what Hammond's doing now. So the team is so confident, which is why for me, Hazard has got to put pressure on Hammond, and I wouldn't just be giving him the jersey straight away. So let's then move on to the back line. Stephen Cooper saying as well, sorry, I agree, Gavin. Graham Burns saying, talking to keepers, poor old Michael Cooper last night, as I didn't see your comment while I was just commenting on that, but yeah, how that must be a bit of a shock for him. Distribution is better than, Hammond's distribution is better than Hazard's, Paul Dan saying. We did say, and Gavin sort of brought it up when we discussed this the other day, Hazard's distribution has improved significantly, but I do think Ashby Hammond's is just, especially his throwings and stuff, were really, really good again today. So the back line, Ross, Mitchell, and Waidu. Ross, we sort of touched upon briefly. He looked really solid coming in, calm, collected. Andy, is there much more to say about Ross? I mean, for the minutes he had, he did look quality in a 7.3 FOTMOB rating.
Well, we just talked about Ashby Hammond, right? And the two players in front of him today have absolutely been solid. So, Ross and, Mitchell, they've just been immense, both of them. So he's going to be a confident keeper then, isn't he? With those two in front of him, I think he's immense. I think he's amazing. And I'm sure that Bo Sundrup will sort of agree with that he's one of those players, you're going to get the best out of him. He's solid. And yeah, we need that. Just hope we can keep him fit.
Yeah, no, I think that, like you said, with Mitchell in there when we've lost Pleggy, that was just heartbreaking, folks, for me personally. Anyway, but even if Pleggy, if you are watching or checking in, we hope your recovery is going well.
He's still getting therapy, Pleggy, don't worry.
Well, he's got more buddies, injury buddies now to cuddle up to and keep him, company. Mitchell, yeah, just what a breath of fresh air, Carl. With him coming in, you could see as well, and we, I was fortunate, thanks to Gavin, to hear his post-match, in hospitality the other day. All these players when they talk in there, they just really want to do well and the club to do well. They've just come out of a game, and they're just so fired up and confident that the team will come together and gel. And I think he actually used the word gel in his one that time. So yeah, 7.9 for him. Absolutely brilliant game, Carl.
Yeah, and what the Charlton fans said about him, bringing experience, and he would be a really, really good centre-back at this level is proven to be the case. He plays like he's a 28, 29-year-old. He's got such an old head on young shoulders. Yes, he's not the best footballer in the world, but he's there heading things left, right and centre. He's good positionally. He's got a little bit of pace as well, which is good. He's just a great organiser. He's a good talker. I watched one of his interviews before the game today on Argyle TV, and he just talks really well. He's like proper one of the lads. It's quite funny if you watch the interview later. It's a brilliant watch. But yeah, he's really improved us massively. He's kind of like the Dan Scar type we were lacking, but a younger version. And now with Ross coming in as well, who I thought was absolutely brilliant, especially in the air set pieces. He seems to get up quite high and get contact on the ball, which is good for future, corners and stuff. You don't score many from set plays, so I think he could be a massive threat from set plays. And if we can keep him fit, he looks like a really tidy player. And that performance was not bad after he's been out for like nearly a year. He hasn't played much at all, has he? So to do what he did today was really, really good. I'm still not 100% sure if Wiradoo is a centre back, but that remains to be seen.
Yeah, I think he's grown in performances since that obviously disaster at home at Barnsley. He's grown in performance, confidence, that's quite clear. And I thought he had, he's got a 7 rating. I thought he had a solid game overall. And obviously we debated the penalty earlier. But other than that, I didn't think he really put a foot wrong, sort of on that side. Gavin, it is a really good back line now, isn't it? And it's that 3 at the back, as we've said and repeated many a time. That was where Cleverley saw success at Watford, from what James from the Watford Way told us. And obviously then, alongside them, but obviously in that wing-back sort of position, you got Edwards and obviously Soranola. Edwards scoring 6.6 and Soranola 8, and certainly deservedly so. But it's just so much better, isn't it?
Yeah. 100%, and you add Galloway into that mix, and it's proper solid. I'm I'm a big supporter of Wiradoo. I think he's the real deal. Take that penalty performance. He's jumped up for a header. Take that out of the performance. Everyone would say he's had a really solid game today.
Yeah,
I'm sure Fotmob would have probably put another 0.9 points on it, and he'd have been close to what Mitchell performed. He's given a penalty away, so everyone's going to talk about that. Everyone's going to talk about the own goals and blah blah blah. But I spoke to my brother at half time, and he said to me, to go out every week and say, I'm going to forget last week, forget all the shit the fans have given me, la 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 la, and keep performing week in week out, and keep putting himself in those positions to block, to be over aggressive in the tackle, blah blah blah, and get to a position where he has given a penalty away today. For me, it's relentless. His mindset must be so strong. And I think if he was a risk to the squad, Tom would have whipped him out and put Galloway in today. So I think he's very, very athletic. I don't think people realise that in terms of his pace and his agility. He's good in the air. He doesn't barely lose a header. Same with Mitchell. Same with Ross today. I thought all three of them. I don't know what their individual stats are, but I don't see them missing many headers or losing many headers. No. But it's really nice to see now, and this is what I'm reflecting on, is we're having really intense conversations about who should play in goal. We're having really intense conversations about who should be starting in the back three, right? And in a minute, we're going to have really intense conversations probably about who's going to be starting at wing back. So that's where the squad depth's becoming in, and we're actually having to have conversations rather than we've got an 11, we've got under 8s on the bench. And if we have an injury, we're stuffed. So for me, it's positive. Yeah. But I think the back three today deserve every plaudits they can get. Back four, actually, if you include Galloway.
It's the same with the midfield as well, Gav. Like, who would you drop for McCabe at the minute?
Correct.
Nobody.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, McCabe, I've probably touched the ball 3-4 times today. He got the right place at the right time. So, but today's not McCabe's game, is it?
No.
Because it was basically crash bang wallop, right? Up the jumper stuff. In a game at home to Peterborough, if he gets 30 minutes, he'll probably look like Maradona, right? Because it'll be on the floor. They play reasonable football. We'll have much more time on the ball, etc., etc. Every time he got the ball today, he got kicked up in the air, as did Boateng, as did Ibrahim. And I thought actually Boateng at 7.3 today did a lot of dirty work, unseen dirty work that warrants a far higher Fotmob score than 7.3. Those two now are the real deal.
Yeah. It's just I'm lost for words because I said in my intro, we've slammed on the brakes, done a 180, and shoved it in 4 gear in really quick succession, and it's just such a change in the side. And I think we were told it was there and the quality's there, and we'll get there. And this is just to remind everybody, don't forget this is a very new squad, a lot of new players, and sort of it just clicked, against Stockport. Not the best of starts, as we said, but then we got into the game and it went from there again with the first goal, even if we didn't score it. And then today, we started off, I felt well. We were playing okay. We expect Luton to come at us with their quality, but we held steadfast, and then we gradually got into the game when we needed to. But like you said, Gavin, definitely we just had to go there and do the business, and we managed to, and then hold out. But yeah, it's just great that we've got this sort of headache of selection. Although we've lost possibly Watts for a while now, and obviously Souks with crocking his knee, it sounds too. That is frustrating because it could certainly bring you back a little bit. But while that momentum's there, all these players are going to be doing this and looking over their shoulder and saying, "You're not taking that off me."
For me, just as a bit of a defence to the invisible man, Mr. Tom Randall, we haven't had that bad of a recruitment window now. I said 5.7. Let's see, give it 15 games and see the guys coming back and see how good they are. But actually, we're doing all right here, right? And if you look at the amount of money that sits in that Luton squad, and they took one of our alleged prime striker targets, Al Hamidi. He didn't even make the squad today. Yeah, wasn't even on the bench. Right, their embarrassment of riches up top, and we've just wanted it more than they did today. Fact. So, for me, that midfield is gone at the minute. To use a cricketing term, absolute gun. And you cannot leave either of those guys at the side. I think Abraham and Boateng are probably, and Talai are the first 3 names on the team sheet, along with Mitchell. And that, if you look at that spine now, and when we were talking pre-season about having your spine ripped out, which, let's be candid, can't be comfortable for anybody, let alone a football team, we had our spine had gone.
Yeah.
Right? Now our spine's back. If you look at that graphic there, Mitchell, Boateng, Ibrahim, Talai, those 4, and if you bring Hazard back into that in 4 or 5 weeks' time when he's back up to game speed, you've then got a really strong spine of your football team. And you, to be successful, that's what you need.
Yeah. You got to have that. You got to have that. For your other players to sort of be able to function and obviously work the game better. And I'm going to say, I think Hammond has contributed to that as well. And it's great that we've got this competition. And I know you don't disagree with that. I think it's great to have that now. Boateng, you can sit there and think, I didn't hear too much of him in the game, but he when you see it, he is there doing what he needs to do and doing it very well. Ibrahim's in your face and getting involved in everything. Was it Nigel Lomvik? He took the ball off to get his goal. Was that
no,
who he
stopped? No, it was a midfielder, wasn't it?
Right, okay. So apologies for the intro, but he still it was out of nothing.
I think it was that Makosa, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
So to just sort of say, do you know what? I'm going to stick my foot in there, and he just only managed to just sort of clip the ball away from him. But what really impressed me with Ibrahim's goal was just the calmness. We'll show the goals in a minute, but the calmness of where he didn't just go, oh Christ, shit, and shoot.
Whack.
He took the ball, took an extra step, created a space. The keeper was blocked by the defender in front of Ibrahim, and he went the right side of the goal where I think in previous games he might have tried to smash it against the player or in the keeper's direction, and it might not have gone in. But he placed that ball to the right of the goalie because the goalie was unsighted.
I think going back to the process word again,
that's
process.
Yeah.
That's being a trained animal to do what you've been told to do in training. Not lash it into the stand, but actually take your time, pick a corner, and execute your plan. And if the goalkeeper saves it, then fair play. He's done better than you have in that moment. But I thought the goal was taken exceptionally calmly. It was really good.
Yeah. I mean, his score's 9.2, Edwards 5.6, Boateng 7.3, Sorinola 8. Just to go on Edwards, I thought up until that sending off, Edwards was fine as well. There was a lot of pressing, even when Dale come on for Watts, obviously only lasted 4 minutes, sadly. He was putting pressure on the defence as well. It was good seeing that. But yeah, just to touch on Edwards' sending off. I mean, Andy, was it a sending off? You've now seen it, but was it a sending off for you?
I've seen him given, and he did go in sort of quite rough. I didn't see the angle of it. The only angle I saw was the angle the camera showed me. It's a tough one on him, really. I think a booking at the most, but not a sending off. I don't think he deserves a sending off for that. Straight red, 3-match ban unless we appeal it. So
you've got to appeal that.
Yeah, it does. It does, though, Andy, unsettle things to a degree. I mean, it's good that we've got it's a 3-game winning run. Sorry, if you take the Cheltenham virtual, they all count because obviously just want to keep that momentum going of winning, but. Yeah, obviously it was noted by Cleverley about being such an important player and leader on the pitch. We all know that. So if he does have to sustain his 3-game ban, then it's going to be missed, isn't it? What's that, Carl? You reading a comment?
Just Martin's comment. Apparently Luton's our cup final.
Al Hamadi is injured. The only way of winning was fouling constantly and time wasting, and the winner a double deflection. Well done for 3 points in your cup final.
two pens and two other shouts at pens.
I think they were only going to score today from the penalty spot. To be honest, that's why they were continually diving after they got the first 2.
That's why Adam got booked.
Yeah, it's that's proper sour grapes, and at the end of the day, considering the strike force you got up front, that that you couldn't really score from open play against a side that's leaked goals heavily away from home. What an embarrassment! So just picking up then, Carl, your view on Edwards and that red card.
Yeah, deserved. I think it was reckless. It was silly. There was no need to go in that area of the pitch. To be honest, I think it's one he'll learn from. I think he knew when he went in it was a dodgy one, and when he walked off, he looked a bit distraught. So I think it was a deserved red. he'll learn from it. I'm sure he's not the first time he's had a red card with us, is it? Before, so
No.
Definite red. And I thought from that minute on, I thought we were really going to crumble, but we didn't. We went from strength to strength, which is remarkable. It just makes me think now, if we had 11 men, would we have held on and gone on to win? Possibly not. Maybe with 10 men, we had that more courage and determination to get the 3 points.
Yeah, go on, Gav. Your view and thought?
It's late. It's
red.
Careless. Is it reckless?
Well,
right.
So just on that point, Gavin, there's something that, and hopefully we'll see it maybe in the video highlights in a second, the player seems to shift the ball to his right really quickly as Edwards was going to commit to the tackle.
He's late. He's that when the ball's moved, he's in a different postcode, right?
Yeah.
He's that late, right?
Yeah.
Fine. I've got no problem with that. Is it reckless? No. Is it careless? Yes.
Yeah, great.
Was every single man and his dog who live in an L1 postcode or LU postcode, whatever it is up there, screaming at the referee for him to go? Yes. Once again, was every single Luton player, they've obviously learnt from the Premier League, for those that remain, were surrounding the referee saying, go, 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 go. Get on the kit. Yeah, there you go. I'll go 83. Rich coming from a Luton fan when all their players constantly try to con the ref for penalties and sending off. They're all around him straight away.
Yeah, they were.
Reminded me of the old Man United side, actually. He was like, I was looking out for Roy Keane for a second to see where he was to spit in the referee's face. But it for me, it was reckless. Sorry, it was careless, not reckless.
It was reckless.
No, it wasn't reckless. Careless.
It was.
He went in late, but the guy's rolling around. I'm surprised he didn't end up in our away end the amount of times he fucking rolled over. Simple.
It wasn't studs up, was it?
Oh, well,
No, it's a late
to be fair,
sliding
Andy,
tackle.
you've got no way of knowing because it's the camera angle's so far away. You've got no way of knowing.
Well, he doesn't go with his studs up. He goes to win the ball. He's late.
He's not a player. He's not a player that does that sort of tackle.
Dirty.
There was no intent to injure anyone there. It wasn't like a
No, that's what I'm saying. That's why it's not. It's not reckless. And the other thing as well, I will say though, for someone who's now 68 years old, right, been playing for Argyle since Tommy Tynan left the club, you've got to have more experience in that than diving into a tackle.
Yeah.
At that stage of the game, right?
In that area as well.
In that area of the pitch, right? Just stay on your feet, right? Just run the line to track his run. That's fine. Diving in there. And Joe will be probably wearing his horsehairs vest both physically and mentally for the next 4 days because he'll be 4 or 5 days because he'll have to have a 2 or 3 games off for this, or depending on how depending on whether we appeal it or not. But the point I was going to make wasn't that. It was around a certain young Eamon Benarous who was basically left getting splinters in the stand today. Is probably going to bounce straight back into the team next week at left back to put Sorinola back in right back. But then, hopefully Mackenzie's fit for next weekend to have some bench time because otherwise we've got no recognised wing backs at all fit, to my knowledge, unless someone can tell me I've missed anybody.
And even Sorinola was cramping up throughout the game, wasn't he?
Well, I mean, Mumba slotted back in there for a bit, so you could take Mumba back, but we've got no Watts. So
I don't think someone like Jason Moraro is ready yet to.
No, he's not.
League games. He's too young.
No. But I've seen the training video actually. Mitchell and him were having a very intense conversation during training, which I really loved. Passing on whatever he was passing on. The rumor is we're talking to 2 free agents at the minute. I think I know who one is. I don't know who the other is. But if one of them's a wing back, then we sign the bugger quickly because I think we're going to need someone off the bench, either as a wing back or centre half, because we're going to run out of depth in a minute on this instance. If that is Pleggy and Such out for long term with Watts, but we're going to need the potential attacker signing quickly and this other guy to get some squad depth because we're going to be challenged there, I think. Midfield looks fine because if you can't get Caleb Robertson to the side, who I think is still very, very good, then it shows you've got real depth in the midfield. But wing backs, we're going to have a problem for 3 games at least. And Joe stay fit; he's not a pro, isn't he? And he'll be around the side. But if that's a 3-game ban, then you've got Sorinola and Benarous for the next 3 games. Luckily, I suppose we're going into slightly calmer waters in terms of who we're playing against. But
I think the thing with Edwards, there's no doubt that he was probably just frustrated. You could see that, to concede a stupid penalty, soft or not, to sort of give the ref a chance to call that when he clearly was happy to do that earlier in the game. I think there was a bit of frustration came out of him there, but my view was that the player shifted the ball very quickly, and Edwards was going in for the tackle, expecting him still to have the ball at his feet, and then got caught. But so it's a shame because he's been out for so long with an injury to then get back in, and what will frustrate him even more is he will now know that with Belarus and etc. I know it's still short on that side, but competition is now getting tougher, as we've alluded to. So it's just going to make it harder for him when he does come back to potentially get back in the squad. So,
especially Mike, if that back three, let's just say Galloway drops him for Werradu, right? You've then got three big leaders in the back line: Ross, Mitchell, Galloway, right? You've got some big experience. If Dale's playing on that right hand side instead of Watts for a bit, that's another big leader with some experience. So I think Joe's experience was probably the major reason why he had the start shirt. So if Sorinola goes over and plays how Sorinola does on that right side, and Benaries plays well on the left, it's less of a reason because you've still got those big leaders on the pitch, and you should hopefully be going into a run of form with a run of decent results. I think that's what will make it harder for him to get back in. If we were in the champ and we had this young squad, I think he'd be thrown straight back in the minute he's available because they need that valuable experience. Yeah,
no, absolutely. I thought Deo, who came on for Watts, I thought he did really, really well. I think the more and more he gets minutes, he's going to prove really effective. That was early in the match when obviously he had to come on for what looks like, for those that have just joined us, an injury to his knee, so he could be out for a while. Mumba scored 6.7. I didn't really see too much fault in his game today. There's no player for me today that, even Edwards, that had a bad game, that's for sure. So, yeah, I mean, Andy, you sort of, I know you've been up and down with Mumba, and everybody can see that in some games where he frustrates, but recently he's come on leaps and bounds as well, hasn't he? In that game. How do you see his match today?
I didn't actually watch the match. I listened to it, so I didn't see any of his play, so I can't.
That's right.
Obviously didn't do too badly.
He had one brain fart where he took the ball out of Lucas Ashby's hands.
No, you say
you're like, what are you doing now? Kick it away. He was like, I'll have it, and he went, no, I'll take it off you, and I go on a little bit of a Pele run in Escape to Victory, and you're like, stop, and then he sort of twirled and kicked it away. But positionally, I thought defensively against who was he against? He was against is it Codua? Is that how you pronounce it?
Possibly.
Who was their best player by a country mile, right? Ali, the other side, was pretty good too. But that boy's got serious pace to burn. And the tussles they had in our right-hand side corner, I thought Bally tracked him back brilliantly and pinched the ball off him 4 or 5 times. So I thought Bally was class today, actually.
Oh, Andy just saying Mackenzie played left wing back quite a lot at Aberdeen. Another option if Sorinola moves across. I think though it's fair to say, Andy, with all the players lifting themselves, and Mumba did equally. We talked about Cleverly's chat with Ibrahim. Mumba also with the fact that he just needs to stop overthinking it and trying to not personally feel like he needs to, dig the team out of a situation. Because obviously being at the club for as long as he has, and he's just coming into his game a lot better, isn't he? Overall.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, the thing you just mentioned there about how they're sort of gelling there, they're starting to play as a team now again. There's no individuals there now. There's no one being carried. I thought that's what's happening early on in the season, but now I think we're getting it together and we're actually playing as a team, which is what we've always wanted.
Yeah, exactly. So moving on to Carl, come to you. To Lauren Talai. Wow. I mean, the last game.
One, Carl.
Yeah, the what was that?
You got the good one, Carl.
Well, you'll all get a chance with Talai. But he's come straight. Obviously signed eventually, got straight into the squad. But the last couple of games, he just seems to, be pitting himself in all sorts of areas of the pitch. It's almost like Cleverley's given him the freedom to sort of read the game as he reads it and find that space and create that space to win balls in. He's also creating some passes. I mean, I can't remember how the ball got to Talai for our first, but again, I said about Ibrahim's calmness. He took that ball down brilliantly. He drove past the defender, looked up, hit a brilliant cross, and it was certainly not a miss-hit shot. And obviously, Sorinola, the smallest man on the pitch, sprinted to get to that and dive in header and scored the first goal. But he's got a 7.9 on screen now. I think he probably deserves slightly over 8. But he was just really good again, really effective.
Yeah, another impressive performance. Since he's come in, the more he plays, the more settling he's become in the team. His strength is incredible. The ball kind of sticks to him. He's great on the turn. His shots are extremely hard, as we saw against Stockport, and obviously against the Cheltenham goals as well, which you and Gav saw. His finishing looks sublime. I think we've got a real player on our hands for 1.2, and I would even dare I say it, probably an upgrade on generally over Hardy.
That's brave. That was put in the WhatsApp group, wasn't it?
If he's here for as long as Hardy is, hands down, he gets more goals than Hardy has.
Yeah.
But he just seems the whole all-round package. And I'm so glad we missed out on Burrell and Dale Taylor, because I think we got the best option out of the two we missed.
Absolutely. And, sort of all the frustrations, of us trying to find this number 9, and David Fox saying, last week that some of these names we weren't even in communication with. Dale Taylor, I think, definitely was one of those. But yeah, it's brilliant. And I think sort of, Gavin, coming to you next on this, having a player that also has a smart brain, a footballing brain as well. And when you consider that what led up to effectively our winner came out of nothing, Argyle we were getting absolutely pounded at goal. And so, just looking for ways just to calm it down and slow the game down. And whether or not he says he was going for a shot or couldn't see anything on, so just decided to get the ball away rather than have it come back in our own half. But he has got, as Carl said, a really fierce, power, behind his shot. And that really caught their keeper off and fumbled it, and just went. I wasn't sure actually, if I'm honest, if he did touch it. But for it to go out for then a corner from absolutely nothing for us to then go and get that winner. I just think he really has got a great footballing brain as well.
Yeah, I think it's really hard to start making comparisons with him and Hardy, because they're very, very different players. I think if you put Hardy and Ennis into a hot wash and they come out as one, that's kind of where it is. Or the fly, going from one to the other, and he's suddenly now. Strong's an ox and can run in behind. You know what I mean. Yeah. But he's a very different player, I think, to Hardy. He can run in behind. I don't think he's as good as running in behind as Hardy, to be honest. I think he's good at it, but I think Hardy's brilliant at it. But he's much more robust. I think he's got a slightly better football brain.
Yeah.
I don't see Hardy putting a ball literally on Saranola's head. All he had to do was lean forward and let it bounce off his head at that level. But Hardy does things I think that he could do. The goal that Hardy scored for Wrexham a couple of weeks ago, where he goes at the top corner from the left-hand side of the box, was class. So I don't think we need to compare Hardy with Talai, but he's got a very good football brain for someone who's 23, isn't he? 24. He's got a very good positional play. He holds the ball up exceptionally well. He brings other players on. I'm so happy now that we've got players bombing on beyond him, because that then stretches their defence. Breaking that back line, as Aaron keeps talking about in his analysis, makes a good. And he's got a thunder of a left foot, which is lovely. And he's an all-round package. But what I like about him the most is the way that he gets back into our final third. No one's asked him to, but he's tracked back 40, 50 yards, made a tackle, and then run it back up the pitch.
Yeah. Yeah,
to
his
be fair, which
stamina.
Hardy also used to do very, very well. You'd see Hardy popping up at centre half going, get on the pitch. But he would make an interception and go again. So I think that's his natural hunger to make the team he plays for do as well as it can. Because we've all seen centre forwards, Premier League, Div 1, Championship, that are goal poachers that will go, I'm making a tackle. They come off and their knees are not even dirty. He's not that player. He loves getting involved. He loves making a tackle. He loves getting back. At Home Park last Saturday, he did that exactly a couple of times. In that 4-4-1 today, where we were under the cosh, he was putting in tackle after tackle after tackle. And I think, is it football brain to lead to that corner? Possibly. He tried to do something, didn't he, to catch him off guard. I don't think anyone expected him to do what he did, which is probably why the keeper's had a brain fart and it's bounced off him and gone out for a corner and we've scored. He's a very good to play on his own. From the Port Vale fans saying, "Oh, he can't play on his own; he needs a strike partner." For me, he's doing exceptionally well. 4 or 5 times today, he's got 4 defenders around him, and he's managed to muscle through and hold them off and be a nuisance and get a foul, which is what you want up top. Would he like a strike partner? Would he like to be Andy Cole and who else was out there with him?
York.
Yeah, possibly. But the job he does for the team is exceptional, and all that unseen, unwritten, not part of your contract as a centre forward stuff. That's what really gets me going about him, because that for me means he's really trying for the team.
Yeah, I think Andy, sort of a couple of the comments on screen now. Chris Peck, more of a natural forward than Hardy. Feel he has a lot more to offer us. Andy B saying, when we won the corner, and I did see this as well, it did make me chuckle you bringing it up, Andy. The woman standing up behind the goal and berating the keeper was absolutely priceless. It was great to see that. I think the other side to it, as Sophie's just heading off to bed, night Soph, Andy, is, I think, Carl's point, the fact that we're talking that we might have a player that will end up being better than Hardy, might score more goals, with Gavin's, sort of wrapper of him there, and my thoughts, I think I can see definitely where Carl's coming from. I agree they are 2 different players, but what we've absolutely needed is someone that has got the qualities of Talai and actually can find the back of the net as well. And I'd love to see him strike with that left foot from that sort of position. He put that cross in, and I feel he could probably score a goal like Hardy's Wrexham one. So Andy, it's great that we're talking positively about a number 9 really, really early on.
Yeah, but he didn't score today, did he?
No,
he didn't score. But I think you'll find if you look at the highlights later on, 2 assists. 2 assists. That little back flick for Ibrahim's first goal. And then the assist for Sorinola to put his head on it. That's 2 assists for him today. And he's worked his socks off again. He's an amazing player. There's very different players, him and Hardy. Hardy was quite pacey, fox in the box, knew the back of the net was, but he's got something different to his game. He'll chase things down. He'll run to the corners to pick the ball up. He'll chase down the keeper and stuff. Put the ball in the back of the net and assist. So we've got a real deal there.
Hardy's stamina was always absolutely fantastic, the best on the pitch in the squad at the time, and it looks like the more minutes he gets, then Talai will be the same. So. Right, let me just go through some more comments as we've done a lot of talking there, summing up the players. So I'm going to scroll back to a point and then go on from there. But some great engagement in the chat, folks, which is why we do put the chat window as much as it will let us show you up on the screen so you can see them as they land. Just Andy B earlier, actually, just wanted to bring this up. Spurs under 21 game is a week Tuesday. So we got no game on Tuesday then, is that right? And then
it's week Tuesday,
So we get more time on the training pitch again before we play the posh. So that's going to just help even more, certainly with these obviously injuries now that are going to mix up and these sending off the lineup. Pilgrim Petey said earlier, agree with Gavin, once the Peterborough and Spurs kids game is out the way, it's fair game for Burton away. And then Harold Marsland said he couldn't see the game today, evening Harold, by the way, but we're buzzing when I saw the result. One of the harder away games done with 3 points. Keep them coming. Paul Dante, modern day Jerry McElhenney. I can't remember now who he was referring to. Who was it?
Jerry McElhenney.
McElhenney, sorry.
He was a Northern Irish amateur, or maybe pro boxer. Played centre half in the from 82, something like that. He played. I remember him as a kid. So he played most of his games with a sponge in his hand, because he used to break his nose probably once a week, and he would just be like red raw sponge in his hand from the old sponge man, head the ball out, and it would just piss blood. But he was a warrior of a man. Gary Nelson mentioned him a couple of times in commentary today, actually. He played the same team.
No, cool. And I thought the commentary was good today. Paul Dan saying today we'll do the boys good, back to the wall, and Joe would have been hugging every single one of them. Natasha saying, got to say, I could keep watching Nance's celebration for many more matches to come. I shall show that in a second. I've just been sent a photo in the WhatsApp group of a little group shot with a few of the players as well. I'll share that at the end. So Paul Dan, thanks boys, good show. See you again soon. Come on, you Greens. He had to shoot off. Oh, there's lots of comments. I'm still going to read more of them out because that's what we like to do. Ad Cole was compared the game to the same meeting towards the end of last season. Today was really entertaining, whereas last season's match was dull, disjointed, music-style hoofball at its worst. TC forever. And then obviously we had the comment from the Luton fan Martin, who basically felt that because they didn't have Al Hamadi, that's why we got the result we did today, and we were wasting time, etc. Just very sour grapes, as I said earlier. Moving on down. Where we got Stephen Cooper, we kept Yates quiet, which was good. He is a good player. Well done, Greens. And I think we said on Thursday when we had Mozzer on, a Luton fan, they had about 10 players that had all scored a goal each. No one had actually taken the lead on goal scoring for Luton. And you could see today, I felt there was, they just struggled to get any really good chances past our back four. Also, we had Bo raising a good point we discussed. I'm a bit concerned about the injury situation at the minute. Too many starting 11 players on that list. Plaguey Amiechi, Pato, Watt, Sukes, McKenzie, etc. I think it still goes back a little bit to what is going on in training. Is it the pitch that we're using as well in training? Is that causing issues? Don't know, but it is still a concern. Chris Peck, more of a natural forward than Hardy. I read that one out earlier, actually. And coming down just to the bottom, Dr. Deet said, better than Hardy, more of an all-round player, as we were finishing up there on Laurent Talai. So what I'm going to do now is I want to go to Harvey's post-match video. So Harvey, England from YouTube, shares with us now his video that he clips with all his other clips of the day and puts out on YouTube. So this is his post-match reaction. Now, who's going to think he's probably very happy on this one?
Right then, last full time, Luton Town 2, Plymouth Argyle 3. The voice is gone. We've won away a lot earlier than last couple of years. What a performance. Edwards sent off, very poor. I don't think it was a red. Cleverly sent off. Skipper and manager both sent off, but we've got that important 3 points and we deserved it. I think that ref was against us. That ref didn't give us much. That second penalty I don't know about. But that doesn't matter. Let's not make it about the ref. Electric atmosphere. Sold out away end. We'll move on. We're starting to build something good here. Cleverly's obviously going to be banned. Watts had to come off injured, so hopefully he's okay. But we move on. Wow. What a day. Come on, you Greens. I'll see you in the next one. Up you are.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, obviously buzzing, and even hearing the crowd still chanting in the background. I'm going to go straight to the post-match interviews before I show the goals as well. So I'm going to go to Damon Lathorpe's.
Let's finish as we started by talking about essentially the away end. It's kind of fitting that we scored goals in front of them. We defended for our lives in front of them. There was a little over 1,300, I think. There probably would have been double that if the space would have been here. It's so nice to reward them, but in such style. I don't mean style as in passing our way past teams, but everything on the line, and any supporter always appreciates when their players are giving everything for them, and they saw that today.
100%. It is absolutely unbelievable, the support, and we say it all the time. The players They know that. Trust me, they know that, and they appreciate that. And they've waited too long to be, to be rewarded for their efforts. And we need to build off that big time, because it helps. Without a doubt, they carried us through that last 20, 30 minutes, down to 10, backs against the wall. You could see it. They were absolutely responding to the noise and the support that they were getting. And it's our responsibility to give them something to get behind. They did that today. So yeah, for sure, it's a huge string to our bow that we need to make sure that when we go away to tough places, that we have a 12th man and we make sure that we give them something to shout about, which is important. But I think every single fan, supporter that's either watching on telly or was here today will appreciate the efforts, and that is all they want to see.
That, I mean, Gavin, you watched the full length one. You can just see in him the huge relief. He feels almost emotionally drained as well. I think we all were after that game. And yeah, you said that. Well, I'll get you to go through it in a second. But yeah, you could just see that he knew, and Tom knows that performance, the players know and knew that performance was coming. And you can just see it in his face. It's been an emotional roller coaster, but now we seem to have turned the page.
Yeah, he seems, he talked brilliantly. Those who haven't got Argyle TV, get it, or get someone to clip it for you, because the full interview is very, very good. He talks exceptionally well for an assistant. Secondly, I think what's really telling is that the manager comes off and the performance doesn't drop.
Yeah.
So there's been instances in the past, and for our club and others, where the main man's not stood at the end of the touchline yelling the orders. Often the whole thing falls apart. But there was no drop in performance. There was no drop in process. They still made the decision to make the substitutions when they did. Later on, although I think McCabe was going to come on just as TC got sent off. They're clearly a very together group. I think the only blot on the copybook at the minute is, as Bo said really eloquently earlier, if you look through that list of Bleguizelo, Amici, Patterson, Watts, Such, McKenzie, Hazard, that's pre-season we'd have sat around and said, well, that's our starting 11 or a good chunk of it. Chucking a couple of centre backs and you're there. They're all out. Luckily, we've got some coming back, but we've still got those issues. But the culture in the team, which is what Cleverley's been talking about since he had his first interview in the hot sunshine overlooking Home Park from Harper's, is that was his number one philosophy, was we're going to have a strong culture. Everyone's going to play for each other. There's going to be no egos, la, la, la. I think that was in the change room anyway, but I think he's enhanced it really, really well. And having a gifted talker like him as number two, and Nance, and the goalkeeping coach, his name.
Daryl
Flavs, right? It's a really good team. It's a really, really good team. They all seem to know their stuff, and they're being really receptive now. I think it's a big testament, and it's a massive marker down to say we've gone away with everything that could have gone wrong has gone wrong, and we've still nicked a 3-2 shithouse off someone's backside.
Yeah, great. I mean, Andy as a counsellor, it's like, you sort of, you could see in him, and obviously they'll digest it even more on the way home, and Nance's celebration, which I'll come to after Bradley Ibrahim's video. Sometimes you can doubt yourself a lot in what you're doing, and I've seen it with stuff. I can relate to stuff that I've done in the job that I do, but it's absolutely believing in what you think is right and sticking with that, and knowing that you can see that at some stage this is going to pay off, and there's part of that you just sort of feel was coming out of him as well, where like I said, they knew that they could get this out of that squad, and with these recent additions, that's starting to show, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, there was good mental strength there today, wasn't there? And, I said in his interview, he looked drained, but weren't we all? I think I was absolutely drained at the end of the game. But the players carried that for like 50 minutes of the second half, right? Because, with the players sent off, we had to play 50 minutes without that. So they had to mentally be strong as well, because they didn't have that voice behind them saying, right, you get over there, keep, man up and stuff, and close down and stuff. So they were there sort of having to hold on to that mentality of, we're going to go win this game. And they did. And they sort of, they worked as a team. And it was just like, it was a different Argyle to what we saw in the first couple of games.
Right, I'm going to play Ibrahim's video, and Carl, come to you after that.
Yeah.
Come on, is it going to work? There we go.
I want to talk about that goal in terms of everything. To do with you as a midfielder, because you were tenacious, won the ball back, and it's a great finish. And I'm doing all that because the winning goal hit you and went in. When did it hit you, first of all?
I think, I'm not even sure. I just remember just a bit of chaos in the box, and then it just hit me. Luckily, I'm going in the back of the net.
I want to talk about that goal in terms of everything to do with you as a midfielder.
That literally was it. It's a short one, that one. But obviously the full clips are on Argyle TV that you can go and see. But I did note there, Bradley Ibrahim, shithouse. Excuse that. But I mean, he celebrated that goal, went and stuck his foot up on the digital sign. The away fans, who are like that close. I mean, that just shows, he's a player that believed. And I will have to give myself credit. I did say in the WhatsApp group, I just felt a third goal was coming for Argyle. I didn't know if it was going to be the winner, to be honest. But I said in the chat that I just felt a goal was coming after Edwards got sent off, because the players just looked that focused. And obviously, Carl, he was one of them, and he was there. It was a brilliant ball that was put back in from the corner from Sorinola by Galloway, who was outstanding when he came on, as we said earlier. And just sometimes you just got to gamble, haven't you? And he was there, and he got the ball hit him, and I think he turned it sort of hit his hands and his head, and just went in. And I think the whole street heard me scream then when that went in.
Yeah, I think we were due a bit of rub of the green and a bit of luck. We've had plenty of those go against us, our own goals this season, and I think we deserved a bit of that. And it looked a bit like it touched his arm, shoulder, but it doesn't really care. It wasn't intentional. There's no chance it was going to be handball or anything like that. And the celebration to top it off was absolute quality. Just the way he went up to that away end, kind of stood on the advertising boards and just do that was absolutely brilliant. And I just love that in him. Yes, it can get him into trouble sometimes, but since he had that fourth yellow a few weeks ago, he's really, really played well, and his discipline's got better and better and better. And cleverly, he's just got worse and worse and worse, which is quite funny. But no, he's turning out to be a really, really good player.
Yeah, and there's the picture that I think it was Andy sent it in the WhatsApp group. Thanks, Andy. Of the celebrations just shows the togetherness there, doesn't it? And I think
that would be more fitting if it was in front of the away end after the goal.
Brilliant. Yeah.
Well, you've got Ibrahim with Dale, Boateng, and Galloway there, but and the away fans in the back. It just shows how together this team really are. So that's just fabulous to see. I do need, because I just remembered to give a shout out, because I said I would. So he might be watching tonight. So I went to the Barbers this morning. I always go and see Kevin at Mutley Barbers on Mutley Plain. They are brilliant. You generally have to book. You can do walk-ins, but for a while now, since they've booked it, it's so much easier. I can just turn up on my slot when I need to. I was going to, Kevin, suggest to Carl and Andy, but obviously that's pointless. So
did you go in and ask for a Jeremy Kyle special?
Well, of course.
Or Max Headroom.
Or Max Headroom, I might just show, because I have no issues with taking the mickey out of myself. So I tell you what, before the goals, let me go and just show you what Andy was trying to suggest I look like today. So where is it? There we go. It's coming now. I think that's quite good.
That's more like Donald Trump.
Bloody hell, Carl. Andy's been playing with his AI tools, but I mean, he's not as good as me, but there you go.
I thought mine was better that I sent you.
That's true, yeah.
What was that late night program in the 80s and 90s?
Well, it feels like
video.
Yeah.
Huh?
That's what I thought it was.
Yeah. It looks like that. I can't remember what it's called. Was it Vox Pop or it was something? It was like
I know what you mean. It was music videos and random stuff.
That's it. Yeah. Anyone, come on. Anyone watching, put us out of our misery. What hell that was called. Yeah. It looked exactly like that, by the way.
But there you go. So I thought I'd show it, make you all laugh. Right, let's get on and let's enjoy these goals. just gets better every time you watch that.
Ross was brilliant.
Just, there you go. Knows what he's going to do.
That's a first assist.
That was not an easy header either.
It's been all day long.
Let's see if we get a close replay of it.
Never a pen. Absolute disgrace of a season.
So there you go. Both. So this is what I was saying earlier. They're coming towards the ball because the ball wasn't, in their area at the time. If that even makes sense. So you can see they both then jumped with their arms, and you could see from that wide.
Pause it at the next frame.
Sorry.
Pause it at the next frame. And again.
Here he comes.
Well, actually, that's to be fair. You can see his bandaged hand. So there is a good elbow in the guy's face there, to be fair.
He's jumping for the ball.
Hey, Gavin, I don't disagree. He's looking at the ball. He's not looking to injure the player. And it's just then where they've both collided. So,
great header.
Hammond is not getting the right direction on his pen. He changed it again for the second one and then on the other side. So Ashby Hammond, just stick with one side from now on if you have to take any
He
more.
did that on the pen and got absolutely annihilated.
Went too early.
Yeah, he goes too early every time.
Edwards with a ball in there. Lovely flick on.
Takes the pocket, score.
Yeah. That's what I meant by he didn't panic once he won the ball. He had a good sight of goal. He could have taken a shot straight away, but he just touched it to his side just to set himself up there.
He loves a knee slide, doesn't he?
That little flick there by Talai was superb. That's what you want from each striker. Look at that.
There we go for the
Right,
penalty. You
watch
can
him
see he's
fall
thrown
over.
over his hand round his waist.
He's fallen over before he's got his hand on him. It's a shocker.
Well, I think the replay will give us possibly a better close-up. And I'll try and pause it at the right point again. There we go. So you can see Sorinola with his hand, almost his arm, round his waist, possibly with his right arm and hand on his shirt. It is soft, but I can sort of partly see why the ref probably gave it, even if I don't agree with it.
He just jumped that way and fallen over.
There you go. Hammond goes to his left this time.
Again, too early.
And they go to his right. That's
Oh,
it.
again goes too early.
You're not on the ball back. No.
Stand until plays a shot.
Penalties is always a bloody gamble, so never really judge a keeper on
It is a
that.
gamble,
That's a good pen ball.
but it was way too early there. It was a review.
So it did on the live, it cut to it just like that, just as it happened.
Now, I'll never look bad on the live, but he was running around like, I don't know, sure guy there, isn't he?
So this is where, so this is the foul again. So this is where the player receives the ball, and like I said, he just does this touch. If you watch it, there, and it's the deftest of touches to move the ball slightly to his right.
There was absolutely no need to slide in there. That's the only thing.
No, it wasn't.
But it's not a straight red. It's a yellow.
Well, Sorinola was nearly in tears. He went down thinking he'd give him the penalty.
He thought he was going to give it, yeah.
He's still on the floor thinking it was a pen.
And this is not a pen either.
No,
both going for the ball.
No, because he played the ball first. He hit the ball
he
first.
didn't touch it. He just fell over again. Cheating.
Yeah, they both sort of jumped into each
What
other.
did
They were
what
losing.
else can do?
Always cheating.
Simulation again.
Here we go. I'm talking to my player and I'm getting sent off.
That just goes back.
But I think the fourth's been a little grass there.
That's
You know?
Yeah, he has, because you can see, Gavin, can't you? He sort of points it cleverly as the camera starts to go away, saying,
Oh, look,
"Who's you
look,
down
here he
there?"
is.
Cleverly did mouth then. What was that for?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Aaron's walking off with him as his bodyguard.
That was a Talai flick on back heel. Yeah, back in by Galloway. There you go. So actually, in fairness to Ibrahim, he
But Talai's
forces
got
the
all
deflection.
3 goals.
There's the check.
That's brilliant, isn't it?
Don't do that there, do you?
Love it. Love it.
Brilliant.
A lovely little touch as well from Galloway to set himself up to ping it back in.
This is the save, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Hell of a save that.
Great save.
This is why you don't put Hazard in, because he made a great save.
Oh, that's
That could
game
have been
save,
3-3.
and I think if we still got him in, the Luton fan who commented earlier, well, when you watch those highlights, where are all your clear-cut shots at goal, mate? Where were you brilliant? Oh, but we don't have Hamady. Oh no, but we've got a list of strikers as long as my bloody arm. So yeah, well done to the squad. Great to see those goals back. Yes, we had some clear pauses there that I did on some of those incidents, but do you know what? It doesn't matter anymore. I know the red card and stuff is frustrating, but certainly we didn't lose the game off the back of those decisions in the end. So that's good. Steve Vaughan's in with us now. He's had a bit of a late shift covering for someone at work. So evening, Steve. Stephen Cooper. If that was Rooney's side, we would have lost 4-2. Keep them going, Clevs. I sleep well tonight. Green Army, well done today. P321 man one. Evening, mate. With the back five, we have changed so much that we are so much better in the match. And yeah, absolutely. So let me just, what was I going to come to next? Oh, yes, the actual celebration from Nantes. So I have to screen share that one. So bear with me while I just get it set up and ready. Come on, screen. There we go. Window. There it is. Share. And I need to check. I'm going to get sound on this because the boys said there was no sound last time. So let me see. Well, you heard the interviews are played differently. So I'm going to play it. Can you hear that?
Yeah.
It's not loud, but you can hear it.
Just watch very carefully at the end as well, guys.
The old Rob handshakes, very brief and very limp, and he ain't interested.
Watch at the end, very careful when Caleb Watts comes on the pitch.
Oh, let it run.
Nancy's going nuts.
That's what I was doing.
Love it. Absolutely love it.
He's going absolutely bananas. He'll have the shots lined up on the coach on the way back now.
Right.
So there's Watts and his crutches.
This. Right. Both crutches around Wiradoo, weight bearing.
We want more of this Argyle TV.
Yeah, this is good. There you all come down at the bottom. But it's a good job this was our cup final, boys, really, isn't it? Because otherwise we'd be in the shit here.
Yeah. So we won the cup then. Brilliant.
They haven't got any Wembley steps there. Maybe you have to go up through Maud's back garden and up those steps to get the cup. I don't know.
We can't really hear you, Gav, or anybody talking right now.
Yeah, it's on a teacup.
Just enjoy the moment.
Yeah, Talai's loving it. Look at that. Brilliant Talai. But I thought that was quite interesting with Caleb Watts there, because he weight bared without his crutches there. And, is that a good sign? I don't know.
Look at that.
Love it. That's what it means.
Maybe this shirt can give us some luck. All of a
Oh,
sudden.
that's true, Carl. Yeah, that is true. Soranola, who's turning out to be another one of the most consistent and also standout players of the season so far. So yeah, guys, wow, we are well and truly hour and a half tonight. So thank you for everybody for joining us. I haven't plugged the show throughout, but because we've just wanted to enjoy the moment with you. So yeah, please I can see there's a good few watching, certainly on YouTube. Please like and subscribe and press the bell so you can see. I'm trying to put some shorts out that I do on TikTok as well. So trying to keep the engagement going.
I don't think we want to see you in shorts, to be honest.
You sure? That's not what you said the other day. Okay, sorry. But yeah, so yeah, just trying to.
Daisy Dukes are coming back out of the wardrobe.
Crutches precautionary, Andy.
He wasn't just buying hoodies in Primark today.
No, exactly. Yeah, no. So sorting out your hoodie.
Hoodies and Daisy Dukes.
Yeah, exactly.
If you get a pair of stilettos, right, I think that's definitely the way you've got to go in the next Block 9 game.
Yeah,
hoodie, Daisy Dukes, and a pair of stilettos.
The thing is, I probably would do that. If we go up, maybe.
Oh, we'll hold you to that.
Jesus, hell. Not that you want to see that. But no, so yeah, so please, on other channels, those that are watching through X, please make sure you follow us on our Block 9 account. Stuff like
Crazy Pilgrim's going to have his own OnlyFans in a minute.
Yeah.
I'll do anything to support the funding of this channel.
His Louboutin heels, Daisy Dukes, and his Block 9 hoodie.
I tell you what, that might generate quite an interesting audience.
That's niche, that is. That's uber niche.
Yeah,
hey, you don't get that on the other two Argyle pods, I'm telling you now.
Andy, you know what you need to do after the live chat? GPT, get some images going.
I'm on it already, mate. Don't worry.
My skills. I have a particular set of skills of AI, Andy, Carl. So just be careful. But good banter. But please do go and follow us. I will look at setting up, a funding feed as well, whatever you want to call it. So those that wish to help donate to us producing this show, obviously we do it for the love. There are costs involved as well, and we want to bring more. There's a couple of ideas that we're going to be working on, but it's nice to come on a show where another win and actually a really good performance, which is good. Just as a note as well, because I said I would give a shout out, he did ask, and he is a big fan of the show and a mug owner as well. So Andy Prowse on X is doing a diploma in sports massage therapy, so is after some volunteers. So if you're brave enough then to let Andy work his magic with his hands on you, then
this is turning into OnlyFans, isn't it? It is. You've smutted the whole show up with your Louboutin heels and your Daisy Duke shorts. Now it's like, would you like a happy ending, sir? Oh, I love a long time. $5.
There could always be a Block 9, the live massage of Andy Prowse and the Block 9. Jesus,
people the late show after the live lounge on a Thursday night.
People will pay for that as well.
Only fans.
Suddenly, if you see us suddenly change our studio and we've got a full place where you'll fit in, and you know why.
Massage.
Yeah, I don't know if he's still
red
watching.
Velvet curtains behind every black backdrop. Not that these places have red velvet curtains. I'm just guessing. Obviously, I have absolutely no idea what the interior design is on any of these places.
Well, Gavin's a lot happier now because he's got his age verification sorted out online, so he's all good. Which will help you get into that OnlyFans page as well, Gavin. So you're all sorted and ready to go. It's good that we're still smiling, we're still happy at the end. I don't think there is much else. We shared a fair bit of content with you, so we appreciate those that have stuck with us all night. That's for sure. Andy, there he is. There he is. Andy Prowse with a comment. Bad men with 3 crying out laughter emojis. And obviously he mentioned about a new mug. So although this isn't perfectly finished, as the wife would say, so a bit of fine tuning. But
it's got to be a drop in oil one, mate.
So this smut hour now.
So this is with the new logo and the new slogan. This is this. I'm trying to keep a straight face.
I give up while you're ahead or behind.
Yeah, absolutely.
Are you going to do the Block 9 tissue box this week or next week?
Carl, that's just as bad as your fairy liquid comment back to Stephen Cooper earlier, which I thought was shocking. As always, Carl with the dad jokes in the live chat. Anyway, so let's do a roundup. Before this really gets out of hand. So, Andy, final thoughts. You go into the rest of the weekend with a smile on your face because of the result and nothing else.
Smile on my face, skipping my step. The birds are singing, the sun's out. Well, not now, but you know what I mean. It's brilliant. I'm looking forward to the next game because we've got memento now. That's 3 wins on the bounce now, which is fantastic, including the old Virtue Trophy. But it's 3 wins on the bounce. Or is it 4? Anyway, doesn't matter. We're winning games.
The Block 9. Oh dear.
Yes.
Matron.
Jesus Christ! No one's had a drink. This is how bad it is.
And 1 and 2 and 1 and Mike goes pop. Ooh.
If anyone's logging in now. God.
Well, it does say we're on 69 YouTube viewers. It literally does. It literally does.
Voodoo, Voodoo, that's made my day.
Yeah,
That's
no,
made my day.
Voodoo with the rename this the carrying up the block 9. Well, if the team can, Carl, if the team can make us go this crazy after a great performance and win, who cares? So yeah, final thoughts from you.
Yeah, basically just roll on Saturday now. See if we can get 3 wins out of 3 in the league. Hopefully we get a couple more injuries back. That might be too soon for Mackenzie. We still don't know what's happening with Patterson either, do we? He'd be a massive bonus when he comes back. Yeah, hopefully we can carry on the form that we've done in the last couple of games, and hopefully start pushing up the league.
Yeah, absolutely. Stephen Cooper just saying, is the range selling Easter eggs yet? Went there yesterday. It looks like Christmas in there. It is. That's for sure. The Christmas ranges and displays are going up. A bit like the Block 9s. Yeah, well, no, actually, maybe we're going down now.
We're going
after
down.
that just now.
Smart levels.
Hang on, be careful. Up and down. We need to watch where we're going here. Gavin, final thoughts?
You're on about Argyle now, aren't you?
Oh, yeah. Not
sorry.
the OnlyFans account. Yeah.
I'm getting my thoughts. Great game, great spirit, great performance in adversity. My worry now is I think we're going to have to tap up the free agent market for a Watts and a wing back / centre half replacement, because I think we are going to struggle in those areas. I know from what I've heard, the club's maybe speaking to 1 or 2, but I think if those conversations are going on, they need to be bitten on the bullet this week, because we are going to be, if Watts is a long term, as we suspect, and Such is long term, as we suspect, or as not, I don't think it's been confirmed by the club yet, Such, then we are going to need some reinforcements. But having said that, don't end on a sour note. That this team will be cock-a-hoop and sky high, and another good week in training. We should hopefully give it to Posh on. Oh God, I've done it again. On Saturday.
Posh Beckham.
No, not Posh Beckham. Jesus.
No.
All right.
So, well, there you go. It leaves it for me to wrap up before I go off and register some domain names and stuff. So look, there's a bit of news as well that's coming out that we touched upon on Thursday, bringing it up at the end now. But some of you might have seen this already. There is strong rumours circulating that Andrew Parkinson has left the club or has left his role as CEO. That isn't confirmed by anybody at the club yet, but it seems to be that may be the case. For those that don't know, he did miss the fans forum at the start, and Paul said that, or it might have been Charlie actually said that he was unable to make it that night. But yeah, there is strong rumours that the fact that Andrew Parkinson has left the club. So would it surprise me? No, with the past couple of years and what's happened, has he done a good job overall? You can't argue with what Simon has set out for him to do. He has delivered on a lot of that, but sometimes, when you're changing a lot of things at the team level and even the backroom staff that we know with people that have come and gone, sometimes, you do need to make that change at the top. So, keep an eye out for that. If that is the case, we might not hear about it for a few weeks yet. Just Jana has dropped in right at the death, still on our way back from Luton on Argyle Coach 1, and I'm sure you're equally celebrating. The free transfer market, as Gavin said, Steve, could be used. And Just Jana, what a cracking game to witness. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hopefully you've enjoyed tonight's show, and it definitely helps when there's a bit more positive things to talk about. And there were certainly 3 of those today, and not just goals, 3 points. So look, enjoy the rest of your weekend, enjoy the rest of the week before we catch you back on Thursday for our live lounge show, as we look forward then to the Posh game and whatever else might come out of Home Park or that we decide to bring you on the show as well. So if you can join us for that, please do. Other than that, we'll see you later.